Good morning, everyone. It's March 7th, 2019. I'm Eric. I'm here at DC Clothesline. The strange death of Europe. Rapes and murders daily by refugees. I don't usually talk too much about other countries, as we have incredible amounts of problems ourselves. But I'm going to talk about this because this exact thing is happening in the United States as well. All right. In his book, The Strange Death of Europe, Douglas Murray said, in quotes, "The desire to continue to feel yourself guilty arguably finds its end point in modern European liberal societies. The first societies in human history who, when they are hit, ask what they did to deserve it." And we, as white people, we see this going on here in the United States. What did we do to deserve it? Right? Historical guilt carries over into the present. It makes Europeans the guilty party even when they actually are hit. Or worse. Several years before the latest surge in migration, the left-wing Norwegian politician Carson Hawken, a self-described feminist, anti-racist, and heterosexual, was brutally raped in his own home by a male Somali refugee. So not only are these refugees raping women, but they're raping men and children as well. Horrendously, the very people who pled for more refugees remain in gated communities to ensure their daughters and wives do not face the rampant rapes and molestations all across European countries invaded by migrants or immigrants. All politicians stand away from the above. All politicians stand away from and above the violence. What kind of violence? Let's examine a few examples. I will undoubtedly butcher some of these names, so please forgive me in advance. Mortala Madu, a 33-year-old illegal immigrant from Niger, has been sentenced to life in prison for stabbing to death his 34-year-old German ex-girlfriend and decapitating their 21-month-old daughter at a subway station in Hamburg. Decapitating their 21-month-old daughter, that's a little under 2 years old. These people have no business in European societies, including our own, the United States. They have no business here because they are hostile to our belief systems, freedom. I'm not what you would call pro-homosexual, but on the other hand, I'm not throwing homosexuals off buildings and beheading them either. I figure it's none of my business what other people are doing, unless it has direct impact on myself or my children. So whatever people are doing in their bedroom has nothing to do with me. And that's supposed to be the American way. Mind your own fucking business. This grisly crime drew renewed attention to Germany's spiraling epidemic of stabbings and knife violence, which has raged since Chancellor Angela Merkel allowed into the country more than a 2 million mostly male migrants. I don't like how they worded that. They should have said more than 2 million mostly male migrants from Africa, Asia, and the Middle East instead. The double murder in Hamburg occurred the morning of April 12, 2018, one day after a family judge denied Madu, also known as Mado Bido or some shit, denied this individual joint custody of his daughter. Madu followed the mother, Sandra P., and their toddler into the train station in downtown Hamburg. In front of many passengers, he opened his backpack, pulled out a knife, and stabbed his stroller-bound daughter in the abdomen. He then slashed her neck and severed her head. Madu subsequently plunged the knife into Sandra P.'s back and cut through her vital organs. She died less than an hour later at a nearby hospital. And don't get me wrong, people. There are some Americans that are pretty brutal as well, that would do the very same thing. And in my opinion, the only way to deal with such people isn't to lock them up, and is to simply rid the world of them, period. During interrogation by the police, Madu said, in quotes, "This is my child. This is my blood. The mother separates me from the child. Then I separate the child from her." Police and prosecutors had initially tried to conceal from the public that Madu had decapitated the baby, but a commuter in Hamburg, who happened to arrive at the subway moments after the attack, filmed the scene on his phone. In quotes, "Oh my God," Daniel can be heard saying in English, "It's unbelievable. He cut off the head of the baby." Now tell me, do these people belong in our country? Oh, wait a minute. We do. They do. Because the United States of America has proven beyond any shadow of a doubt that we are just as barbaric as they. Why do I say that? Well, look at New York and others' new infanticide law, or laws. Of course, that is mostly a left-winger thing, right? Somebody on my Discord server here. Somebody on my Discord. It takes a minute for this shit to pop up, too. Let me tell you. I hate technology sometimes. It's very, very annoying. Especially when you got to be the person that fix it. So, I've invited all of you to join me on the server. I do have a link in the description box below. And I check it, when I'm not here. I'm not here to hear it. I do check it to see if anyone's sent a message. So please do join me on Discord. So they tried to conceal the crime from the public. Henrik Cordewinner, a blogger from Hamburg who discovered the video on Daniel J's Facebook page, uploaded it to YouTube. Hamburg police subsequently arrived at his apartment with a search warrant and confiscated his computer, mobile phone, and other electronics, allegedly to find evidence of the crime of uploading the video. So, in Germany, it's a crime to expose lies of the government. And let's be honest, it's nearly the same here as well. Police and prosecutors have insisted that their silence about the child's decapitation has been out of respect for the dignity of the dead. Right. Others, however, have accused German authorities of censoring information about growing lawlessness, including spiraling knife violence, to preserve civil peace. Doesn't sound like there's too much civil peace there now, does there? And why is that? Multiculturalism. And, the response by many European nations has been to confiscate and criminalize knives. Yeah. The inanimate objects. The other day I was having a conversation with my guns. And I said, it'd be really fucking nice if you'd shoot me. Really nice. And they just sat there, silent, not saying anything. My guns had nothing to say. They wouldn't shoot me. They just sat there in cold silence. No one is safe in the streets of European cities anymore, with African and Middle Eastern refugees that now number into the millions. Knives, axes, and machetes have become weapons of choice for immigrants in Germany, which has some of the strictest gun laws in Europe. People armed with knives, axes, and machetes have brought devastation to all of Germany's 16 federal states. Knives have been used not only to carry out jihadist attacks, but also to commit homicides, robberies, home invasions, sexual assaults, honor killings, and many other types of violent crimes. This is why you should not obey the laws of enemies. You get your gun off the black market, and anytime one of these fucking assholes threatens to stab or harm you, you blow their heads off and disappear. Knife-related crimes have occurred in amusement parks, bicycle trails, hotels, parking lots, parks, public squares, public transportation, restaurants, schools, supermarkets, and train stations. Many Germans have the sense that danger lurks everywhere, but the lack of official statistics seemingly allows German authorities to pretend that the problem is imaginary. Daily occurrences in European cities via refugees given asylum. Okay, the first one up is Fulda, Fulda, a 23-year-old Somali asylum seeker demanded a cigarette from a passerby. "Give me the cigarette. The cigarette is mine. Allah Akbar! I kill Christians." When the man refused, the Somali drew a knife and repeatedly stabbed him in the upper torso. The injured man fled, but the Somali pursued him. "I am a Muslim. I want to kill you. I kill Christians. Allah Akbar." The man later died of his wounds. Flensburg. Ahmed Gobhar, a failed Afghan asylum seeker, stabbed to death 17-year-old Morel B. after she refused to convert to Islam. He claimed on his asylum application that he was an 18-year-old refugee from Syria. Medical exams showed that he was at least 21 years old and possibly 29. Nordsterten, a 26-year-old Syrian asylum seeker, Mohammed Amran, I'm just going to leave it at Mohammed, was arrested in the stabbing death of his landlord, Michel Reicher, a real estate entrepreneur. Reicher had sponsored him, and some speculated that the murder had a financial motive. Others said that he murdered Reicher after learning that he was Jewish. Oh, yeah. So he murdered this individual because he was a Jew. There are so many instances of these crimes, right? And these are actual crimes. They're not like drug possession or prostitution, or even drug sales. These are instances where people are fucking dying. The European government's response has been to ban knives, a lot of them. And, of course, in some of these European cities or countries, self-defense is illegal. If you defend yourself from an attack from a home invader, you go to fucking prison. And we're getting pretty near this here in the United States. I've said it many times. Many times. You think things are terrible now. You think the police mistreat the citizens now. You haven't seen shit yet. You wait until they get the guns. If they get the guns. And then you're going to see a whole new level of tyranny, the likes of which this world has yet to see. But this is what your leaders get you. This is what cultural diversity gets you. This is what listening to fucking idiot liberals gets you. I mean, at least the conservative people are wise enough to understand that it's probably not a good idea to mix cultures that are completely hostile to one another. And, you know, we have some of these white people that feel like they deserve what's going on. As they said up here, the desire to continue to feel yourself guilty arguably finds its endpoint in modern European liberal societies, the first societies in human history who, when they are hit, ask what they did to deserve it. And this is exactly what white people are doing in the United States. This is what Europeans are doing over there in Europe. And the only proper reaction to any of this is war. Is to hunt down the ruling classes of these places and hang them. That is the only solution. You know I'm right. I hope everyone has a great day. Till next time, kill the state before the state kills you.